To the world on the street, speaking of Trump, because currently in the Supreme Court, Trump did elect two. Well, not currently, but he did it. During his term, he elected two Supreme Court justices. Yeah, that's currently sitting in the seat, and because of that, a lot of policies have just changed or flipped. Recently because of that. And one of them I want to talk to y'all specifically about because there's three of them that I know that are pretty prominent, and I'm gonna go through them right now. Supreme Court canceled Biden's loan debt relief program. They shut that down.
I don't think it was ever going to be pushed.
You don't think it's going to happen?
I don't think so. Yeah, I personally think that was a way of getting people to
vote.
Sign up.
Ooh.
Yes, to
That's
vote.
all it
Yes.
is.
And then once he was in office, I feel like that was a way of getting people to re-register for their student loan debt. I don't know, like not re-register, but like basically like, some people are not making payments like at all. And that was their way of, I think,
I am one of them. I'm sorry.
Because that was their way of kind of getting people to reactivate themselves.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I personally, that's what I think. Okay, it might be a conspiracy theory, but that's what I personally believe.
They
had no intention.
I knew people who would definitely sign up for school and be like, "Oh, I ain't going in here. I'm just getting this money quick."
Ooh,
Straight up, like, "Oh yeah," they'd be like, "How much money you about to get?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
But
you going to school?
It
what?
just sucks because there's people out here that literally come from like other places or whatever and have the opportunity to get a good education or whatever. Not saying other places are bad, but I'm just saying, and actually need to get out of that debt in order to do what they want to do. Mm-hmm. And it just sucks because you have one person on the other end, just getting it for the money.
Yeah.
But the other person is really trying
to get education,
make something of themselves and shit like that.
And so let me put that into another. I'm gonna put another topic towards that because it's going into that. They also canceled affirmative action in colleges, something that allowed obviously the minorities to have a chance to go to schools like Harvard and Princeton and all the major schools that we have in the country. So what do y'all think about that? Opinions are, based upon, I think, obviously everybody heard of Candace Owens, and Candace Owens had to say, well, it had to happen because apparently people who shouldn't have got in, like, she felt as though, like, Asian students are obviously probably the best academic students in our country, right? And she felt like some Asians were not getting in because we were getting in, which is the craziest shit I've ever heard, But, what do y'all think about that as a whole?
I think as a whole, I never thought I would see the day that something like this could happen.
True.
Personally.
Yeah.
I thought that this was something that was just set in like, not to say like affirmative action was like, it was created clearly to like even the playing field.
Absolutely.
It was the idea of, making sure that people who may not have often been seen were given the opportunity to be seen.
Right.
Which is why I think it's crazy that it's being reversed.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just doesn't even make sense to me because the way I'm seeing it, there were people who were paying to get into these colleges who were legit, like, do y'all remember that? Like, that was like a whole thing. Like, people paying to get into these colleges or like donating money, or they had like these, it was something about the admission scandal and stuff like that. So I feel like for those people to be able to have gotten their, family into college, and now we're talking about, the people who are actually worthy of getting in should not be getting in because they're black. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Something about that just don't sit right. Like, I don't know.
I think on the flip side, a lot of the argument on the flip side of that was that a lot of people who do get in, they were saying that a lot of white people that get in, they get in because their parents are donating lots of money.
Yeah.
Like, that's fair. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that a fair reason as to why they can get in?
That lady from Full House that paid.
Oh, yeah. She definitely, she was one of them. Yeah,
she was
Facts.
one of them. Yeah.
And she went to jail for that.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. It was like the college admission scandal. Like, when people were actually, like, going to jail because it was revealed that they were putting this money in. I think that, like, some people, the children weren't even taking these college admission, like, the tests and stuff like that, or they were, like, I don't know. It was something crazy.
It's a lot of
That's why
nepotism
it's so
going on.
important.
Definitely a lot of nepotism going on in there.
Yes.
You feel me?
Exactly. That's why affirmative action was created, so that people who would not be often looked at were able to be looked at.
And to be able to get in, absolutely.
To break it down to say, like, the people who should be worthy of getting in are not getting in, that's not true.
Right.
That's a lie. Because these black people are worthy of getting in.
Correct.
And they should have been in.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me that you are saying that the Asian people aren't getting in, and now that's the problem.
Right.
What are you talking about? They're part of affirmative action too. I don't even get it.
They are too.
a
Yes.
minority. That girl got me confused. I don't get it.
I understand that. I understand that. I get it. And that's why it's so important to keep up the HBCUs.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
You know, I get it. You know, it's because maybe they have something else to provide that we can't get at our HBCUs. You know, who knows or whatever. But my thing is, you know, as we focusing on just getting accepted by other colleges, we should be able to, you know, focus on putting money
like the BET
within.
Awards. If our own great people can just, you know what I'm saying, start investing in their own stuff, we could probably be better in that situation. Same thing with, like you said, with HBCUs. If their own alumni could actually donate money to their alumni and I mean to their school, they can actually build up their school and actually make some money and actually make great programs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But another one more ruling, the last ruling that I seen, which was of note in the Supreme Court, was that they actually not reversed, but they changed their ideology on sexuality in the workplace, right? So I think one scenario was there was a lady who was trying to draw. She was asked to draw something for like a gay couple, and she denied it because they were gay. And the Supreme Court said that was okay.
Wow.
And so the gay rights movement is always put in contrast with the civil rights movement because, you know, they want to say that basically their rights are being taken away because of how they were born. Same way in ours was, you know, we're black, so there's nothing we can do about that. So what do y'all think about that? Because that is always being compared to each other. And that is one of the rulings that, you know, obviously we can go, you know, they can't deny us. You know, it's like if I ask somebody to draw something for us, they can't deny us based on our color. So what do y'all think about Supreme Court saying that it's okay that workers or, you know, employers can deny gay people of doing things?
I don't think that's right at all because at the end of the day, even though I necessarily don't agree with the lifestyle, but at the end of the day, we do have family members or some friends that are in that lane.
And y'all might not even know it for real.
Y'all might not even know it for real. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, people are people, humans are humans. You know, it's a new world now, you know, as far as just letting everything hang out and being able to, you know, do certain things, you know, as far as get married and this, that, and the third, you know, as far as their community. But the thing is, it's like, you know, nobody should be able to be denied service. If my money's green, then what's the problem?
Agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
At the end of the day, I'm putting money in your business. I took the time out to drive, take a day off, or whatever, to put money within your business because I think your product is worth spending on.
Right.
But if you denying me, that's no different from me being black. Because at the end of the day, at one point in time, we wasn't able to go in there because we were black. But now that it's a whole sexual thing going on, now you don't want to do that. So just imagine you overcoming being black and actually getting served now. Because whatever whoop. Now that I decide if I want to be, you know, in that other lane, now it's like I'm going way back again.
Right.
And on top of that, I'm black. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
it's one of those things. At the end of the day, I do not agree with it. And that's my take on it, bro.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that it is a slippery slope in terms of we're going backwards, right? We're going backwards.
Absolutely.
But there are certain things that I think are, that I hope to see come from this, right? Okay, so the difference to me is how you mentioned, you know, if universities are no longer, you know, saying we have to honor the affirmative action, right?
Facts.
I hope that this births this new idea of being able to support HBCUs, right? I hope that there is some form of like, we have to come together. Because what I saw when Trump was in office, I do not call him President Trump. I don't acknowledge it personally. However, I will say what I felt during the time he was in office was a band together within our community. I felt that there was like some form of like, maybe an attack on, you know, black people or culture or something where there was like this figure that we didn't necessarily agree with,
Right.
you know, how he may have done things, but there was some form of like camaraderie or community that was being built
Right.
around that. So
Yeah,
I love that feeling, and I hope that that may continue or come from
Come back,
this
yeah.
personally. So that's the only thing that I see, the positive things that I see that could come from this, because at the end of the day, like, I somewhat believe in having some form of like, I don't want to say this word because it's a triggering word, but segregation.
Boom.
You know, like as in like I don't want us to go back to segregation.
Nah, but you definitely want us to have our own.
I do want us to be able to stick together.
Yeah, correct.
Stick with our people. You know, like being able to do things, and I feel like that's the biggest difference that I feel is how I view some certain circumstances is how can we get together, come together, and stay together.